Braun signs a new executive order.
A serial killer finally receives his punishment after 2 decades.
And Trump's tariffs are causing Canada to retaliate. All this and more on Uindy TV News.
Uindy TV News starts now.
Good evening, I'm Allie Cook.
And I'm Evan Porterfield.
We start today with breaking news. One person is in custody after a double homicide in Brownsburg. Brownsburg PD heard gunshots just after 2:30 this morning south of the intersection of East Main, and 2 men were found with gunshot wounds, and both were pronounced dead at the scene.
Indiana Dunes National Park has lost 5 employees in the wake of federal cuts hitting national parks. Save the Dunes is a nonprofit focusing on the preservation of dunes. The executive director, Betsy Murr, says the loss of the staff could lead to long lines, poor managed facilities, closed down camping sites, and more. The reduction of staff also poses safety risks, with fewer parks ranging available for rescues and medical attention.
Braun signed an executive order yesterday that reinforces Indiana's legal definition of sex. Hoosier L. Patterson, a former D1 volleyball player at San Jose, stood by his side while he signed it. During her first and only semester at San Jose, she played the same position as her teammate, Blair, a transgender woman. Patterson transferred schools and joined an ongoing lawsuit against her former college in the Mountain West against their policies, allowing transgender persons to play in women's sports. Braun's goal is to ensure that never happens in Indiana. Blair graduated, and Patterson now plays at Uindy, where she was awarded the CSC Academic All-District Team Award. This award recognizes the nation's top student athletes for their combined efforts in the classroom and on the court.
A bill on its way to the Indiana House of Representatives would ban the use of student IDs to verify a person's identity while voting. For 2 decades, students across Indiana enrolled in public universities are permitted to use their IDs when casting their ballots, as long as it shows the voter's name, photograph, and is unexpired. Senate Bill 10 introduces this legislation session, passed in its home chamber, the Senate. Republicans pushing the bill, such as Senator Greg Goody of Terre Haute, said student IDs do not have the same rigor as other forms of identification. However, Democrats like Senator J.D. Ford says Indiana's real crisis is low voter turnouts, a crisis that will likely worsen by adding more barriers to vote. Senate Bill 10 was read in the House Monday and referred to the Committee on Election.
New moms employed by the state of Indiana will now get an additional 6 weeks of paid leave for childbirth recovery. Employees will receive 8 weeks who gave birth via C-section. This policy applies to full-time and part-time employees, plus staff who lose a child in utero at 20 weeks or more. Braun says that previously, many new mothers had to cobble together to get time off to recover from the physical toll of childbirth by combining maternity leave with PTO and reduced salary. Braun said his mission is to change that.
An Indiana Senate committee, skeptical of lab-grown meat, advanced labeling legislation in an 8-1 vote. Republican Bo Byrd's bill, House Bill 1425, defines cultivated meat products and distinguishes them from insect and planet-based alternative meat products. This would require manufacturers to label their products with a quote, "This is an imitation meat product," and would be outlawed labeling that doesn't, quote, "clearly indicate a product is lab-grown." The labeling requirement split committee members, and they met again soon to return to the conversation.
Indiana colleges are working to ensure that high school students' degrees will align with their prospective academic goals. After implemented changes to graduating requirements came into effect for the class of 2029, many parents and students were left with questions about the revised system. University of Indianapolis Director of Admissions, Emily Hancock, said that while the changes are substantial, they will not affect current high school students, but will have a significant impact on those in 8th grade. The changes were passed unanimously by the Indiana Department of Education in December. It contains 3 diploma tracks: enlistment, employment, and enrollment, targeting the declining number of high school graduates entering higher education and the increased entrance of students going into the workforce and military.
The weather in Indianapolis seems to be not making up its mind. Jace, can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, there's a lot going on out there, guys. The moisture is still present. That low pressure mid-latitude cyclone is still in the area right over the state of Michigan. That's bringing some moisture to Indianapolis. Still raining outside as it has been since late last night. As we head into sunset, things are going to cool off. It really depends on when that cold line gets up to Indianapolis, but some snow will be present in downtown tonight. And about a half an inch is all that's expected. It probably won't stick given that the roads are mostly warm, but that wind will blow it out quickly and we should get into some nicer weather coming up this week. When we come back, some more local news.
National, local, campus. Headlines you won't find anywhere else. From the White House to your community, we've got you covered. Stay informed and stay connected. Don't miss out on the stories shaping our world. Every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Uindy TV News.
A truck driver serial killer has finally earned his punishment almost 2 decades after a murder. In January, it took a jury under 90 minutes to find Bruce Mendenhall guilty of murder following a 2-day trial. In 2007, Mendenhall murdered Karma Pupra, a mother of 2 that he met at a truck stop on the southwest side of Marion County. Mendenhall was sentenced to 65 years in the Indiana Department of Corrections, which was the max offering. This sentence is consecutively ran with other cases he is serving time for, with some in Tennessee. Mendenhall has also been accused of murder in Birmingham, Alabama.
Indiana University ordered the Beta Sigma Psi fraternity to cease and desist. This order has been placed because of the allegations, behaviors, and cause that may have harmed the members of the organization. IU office student life only provides, quote, alcohol endurance endangering others as the reason of this cease and desist order. This is the second Greek organization to receive this order. IU has now responded to what the allegations led to the investigation.
Hamilton Southeastern took the time to remember the life of Mason Alexander, a star football player who tragically lost his life in a car crash over the weekend. Students, families, and faculty released over 2,000 balloons, all in the colors of blue, yellow, and white to honor Mason. He graduated in January and went to play football at the University of Pittsburgh. Mason had dreams of being in the NFL and wanted to be able to represent 2 of his coaches as, quote, the best corner who could do it. The football coach at HSC, Michael Kelly, said that he will remember Mason as an amazing young man who brought joy to a room.
8 puppies were rescued from a fire in a basement early Monday morning. IMPD was called shortly to the scene before 10 a.m. Black smoke was detected coming from the home in the block of Sheldon Street. Heavy fire broke out, causing damage to the home. The residents in the home were also able to evacuate safely. Firefighters were able to save all the puppies and their pregnant mother from the basement. The puppies were carried to the EMS vehicle and kept warm.
A young local hero, 12-year-old Lucy Byers from Carmel, has been named a 2025 Riley Champion by the Riley Children's Foundation, an honor given to kids who have faced serious medical challenges and are now giving back to their communities. Lucy's journey with Riley Hospital for Children started when she was a baby, and over the years, she's undergone multiple treatments. She's now dedicated to raising awareness and supporting other kids who are going through tough medical journeys of their own. As a Riley champion, Lucy will share her story to inspire others and help raise funds for Riley Hospital, ensuring more kids will get the loving care that they need to be part of their community to make a big impact.
The Division II National Championship Festival is making its way to Indiana from March 11th to 15th. The festival is an Olympic-style event where a number of national championships are held at a single site over several days. The event will have swimming, wrestling, and track and field championships. According to the NCAA, The concept was developed in the early 2000s as a way to provide student athletes with a championship experience that exceeds what they are normally would enjoy or conference or NCAA postseason events. Indiana Sports Corp brought this event to the Indiana area, and tickets are currently on sale at ncaa.com.
This weekend, Uindy hosted the GLVC Indoor Track Championships. Both the men's and women's teams placed third overall throughout the 2 days. There were 32 track and field events that took place in the ARC. In those 32, the Greyhounds took home 2 gold medals, 10 silver medals, and 5 bronze medals. Jasule Cadre won the 800 meters, and Zoe Pentecost won the weight throw. A different type of hardware was won by newcomer to the conference and freshman of the year. Uindy track and field team Georgia Ferguson took home freshman of the year, the championships for her runner-up performance in the pentathlon.
4 $5,000 scholarships were awarded to the inaugural class of Stephen F. Fry Business Scholarship Program. In this program, students connect both business and nonprofits for various projects and learning throughout their undergraduate studies. The winners, Davis Arthur, Carson Bowling, Nevin Tutero, and Samantha Webb, were selected based on meeting scholarship criteria, their results in competition, and in-depth interview process. Fry says that these students set the bar high for all future classes and that is expected to help transform them into the next generation of business leaders.
We'll be back with your forecast with Jace Hodge after this.
Good morning, Greyhounds.
Your weekly dose of Greyhound entertainment.
I think if you watch our team, they have fun. You know, they have fun playing.
There's so much that you can do to get the most out of yours.
Our alumni care deeply about the success of this university.
Come here. Watch Good Morning Greyhounds every Saturday at 9 a.m. Catch us on Uindy TV's YouTube channel and Xfinity channel 1096.
Guys, the weather still cannot make its mind up, but at least some constant in the temperature category as we head into tomorrow. Those snow flurries should move out of the area by around 7 a.m. or so. Once again, only a ½ inch of snow is expected at the most. But tomorrow, 42 degrees, a high pressure system is sat to our south. It'll bring some constant weather for tomorrow, but the gusts up to 31 miles per hour, so hold on to your hats while you're outside. As we head into Friday, we'll get a low pressure system that will make its way from the Great Plains from the west moving to the east, and that'll bring some moisture about afternoon or 1 p.m. on Friday. That'll bring some possible rain and snow once more as the temperature gets near freezing on Friday night. But that should move out of the area and bring some nice weather on Saturday, Sunday, and into next week. The sun will be out. The high pressure system will be sat over Indiana, bringing some constant weather and some nice weather. 44 degrees on Saturday, 50 on Sunday, and on Monday and Tuesday, both those days sunny and warm as well. No precipitation expected until possibly Wednesday or Thursday of next week. Back to you guys.
Perfect, thank you, Jace. President Donald Trump has moved forward with implementing 25% tariffs on imported goods from Canada and Mexico. Time has run out for the bordering countries to reach a deal with the president to increase their fight against drug trafficking and illegal immigration, again sparking fears of a North American trade war. The tariffs went into effect 12:01 a.m. yesterday morning, rattling the stock market on Monday. The S&P 500 dropped 2%, Dow Jones Industrial fell 1.5%, and the NASDAQ Composite slumped 2.6% as of Monday afternoon. In February, Trump imposed a 10% tariff on all imports from China, which have now doubled with the decisions regarding Canada and Mexico.
Canada Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said his country will retaliate by putting a 25% tariff on American goods.
This is a time to hit back hard and to demonstrate that a fight with Canada will have no winners. And the sooner we can get past this fight, back to working together to take on the world as our two countries always have, the better we'll all be.
It's been confirmed that Trump has paused military aid to Ukraine as he wants President Zelensky to acknowledge last Friday's heated Oval Office dispute. Analysts say that this could be devastating for Ukraine, but that they have enough in its stockpiles to sustain its current fighting pace for a few weeks. Shortly after this announcement, Zelensky did come out with an apology.
Zelensky said that his Oval Office meeting last week with Trump, quote, did not go the way it was supposed to. He describes the meeting as regrettable and said Ukraine was ready to negotiate. Zelensky says that nobody wants peace more than Ukrainians, and that they were ready to work under President Trump to get the peace that lasts. He's ready to sign a deal on his country's materials, which was meant to sign during the initial meeting. Zelensky said that if Russia does the same, the first stages could be release of prisoners, truce in the sky, and a ban on missiles, long-ranging drones, and bombs on emergency energy and other civilian infrastructures.
In a surprising turn, longtime vaccine critic Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has publicly supported the measles vaccine as Texas battles a deadly outbreak. Over the past few days, health officials have confirmed many cases and have been urging the public to get vaccinated. Kennedy, who has built much of his political platform on vaccines, now says he considers the measles shot will protect individual children from measles. His comments have sparked mixed reactions. Some see it as a positive shift, while others question whether it's a political move. With measles cases rising and health experts warning of more outbreaks, Kennedy's statement could have a major impact on the broader vaccine debate.
More than half a dozen Tesla charger stations were torched near Boston. Fire investigators believe that the fires were initially set and that this was an attack on Tesla company owned by Elon Musk. This has not been the only incident through the last week, and suspects in northern Colorado were arrested and are allegedly trying to burn down the Tesla dealership. Another incident involved 8 Tesla cars that were burned at a dealership in southern French city Toulouse. Officials say this attack could be due to Musk and how he's become the public face of Trump administration's efforts to slash federal programs and shift U.S. foreign policy.
Kroger's CEO has resigned following a board investigation into his personal conduct. Kroger said that Rodney McMullen violated its ethics policy, but was unrelated to business operations. His departure also comes after a failed merger with Albertsons. Ronald Sargent, has been appointed as interim CEO. What do you think about that, Evan?
There's some crazy news going on.
Crazy.
I mean, Tesla Cybertrucks, let's be honest, the trucks kind of look like trash cans, so the fires might just be because it's like fired trash. Like, it is what it is, but there's some crazy news out there right now.
It is, but I love Kroger.
We love Kroger.
I love Kroger, and I love Aldi.
Yes, so, Kroger has some of the best Kroger brand stuff. It's good.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So, thank you for tuning in tonight.
Be sure to check out Uindy TV Productions on our YouTube channel and Xfinity Channel 1096.
And don't forget to follow us on social media at Uindy TV to stay updated with the latest campus, local, and national news.
As always, have a good night.
And be safe, Indy.